Most welcome, dear friends. This is the first video of this course, and if you are watching this video, it has only one reason. And what can be the reason? Because you want to learn HTML and CSS like a professional or like an expert. Yes, this is exactly the result. So maybe you have searched a lot for a complete course on HTML and CSS and still you are searching. So after taking this course, you don't need to search for any course on HTML and CSS because this course can give you all you need to learn inside HTML and CSS. So let me tell you something which is very important. If you really want to learn HTML and CSS like a professional, then you can take this course, because inside this course you are going to learn HTML and CSS from 0 to 100. Everything you need to learn inside HTML and CSS you can find inside this course. And now that you have decided to take this course, I'm just really happy to have you inside this course, because you are going to learn the most advanced level skill on HTML and CSS. After completing this course, you will have an advanced level skill on HTML and CSS. And after completing this course, you can create your own wish website, and any kind of website you will create, the website will be totally responsive and mobile friendly. Now we are going to just discuss about HTML, because we are going to discuss about CSS in the second section of this course. So first we are going to discuss about HTML. So here HTML. What is HTML? HTML is hypertext markup language, popularly used by developers to design websites. So HTML is a hypertext markup language and it is used for just designing website. Very easy. It is a language for www, or you can say World Wide Web. It is used for building websites that can be as large as a corporate website or as small as a single web page, like classroom project. So by using HTML, you can just create a very big website. Corporate website is called a very big website. So like if you just take the example of Facebook, Google, or YouTube, so these websites are just we can say that they have used some HTML inside these big websites just on the time of creation, and you can just use HTML to create a web page just like classroom project. So this is just very simple. Hypertext markup language, it means HTML, was introduced in 1990, and the latest version of HTML is HTML5, and it was introduced in 2012. The HTML document has .html extension. So while you are saving the HTML document, after giving a name, you need to give .html extension. You are going to just learn all this. So what is the requirement to work on HTML? So there is no requirement. You must have a software like Notepad that we have inside every computer, Notepad++, that I'm just going to send you this software, Dreamweaver, and any other core editor if you are using. So but we are using Notepad++ inside this course. I'm just going to send you this and you can just download from the resources section. So in the section, what we have inside this course: HTML5 complete course. It means you will learn A to Z about HTML5 and A to Z about CSS3. That's why it's called CSS3 complete course. So we have some projects. First we are going to create some basic projects like horizontal menu, drop down menu, image gallery with lightbox effect, modern responsive websites, not websites. It means we are going to create many websites inside this course and more responsive website. That's why it's called websites. It means we are going to create many websites inside this course, and the websites will be mobile friendly and totally responsive. So what is responsive layout? So we have discussed about layout. So as I told, responsive layout is called mobile friendly, a website that should be run on mobile, on tablet, on just laptop, on desktop. You will just create a responsive layout that should run on mobile, on tablet, or you can say laptop and desktop. This is called responsive layout. So we are just going to end this video here. So if you really want to learn HTML and CSS like a professional, so I'm just going to recommend this course for you. We are going to discuss how we can download and install Notepad++. So open your browser, any browser you are using. I'm using Chrome browser. Simply write Notepad++. You can say just free download or simply write Notepad++, then enter. So here we have a website, this called filehippo.com. So we are just going to download from this website, and you can see this is the latest version 7.5.4. so you can just download from any website, from this website, but if you want you can download from filehippo.com. Click on the link. Just in a few seconds we will be redirect here. Now you can see download latest version, and this is the total size for this file, 3.97 megabyte, the size for this file. You can just download. To click here for download process, just click on the link, and this is the version of this file, 7.5.4. click on this arrow key. Your download will be start just in a minute. Now you can see in the left bottom corner the download process is just started. It will take just some seconds, like 1 minute or maybe less than 1 minute or maybe more than 1 minute. It depends on the speed of your internet, but anyway we are going to wait for this, no problem. So Notepad++ 7.5.4 is the latest version, and we have just here to download. Filehippo.com is a website. Just you can download any kind of software for your PC from here. I'm just using this website just for a long time. This is just a wonderful website. And we are done here. So you can see Notepad++ is just downloaded. Click on the arrow icon and you can just say show in folder here, and after this you can just click on this, double click for the installation process. This is just very easy, run anyway. So I'm going to click on don't run because I have this on my computer. So this called Notepad++. So you can just download and install Notepad++ just in the same way. How to create a simple web page just by using HTML. Inside our last two classes we have discussed what we have inside this course, and we have just learned how we can download Notepad++. So for this course we are using Notepad++ as a code editor. So I'm just going to click to open Notepad++, and we are going to start the coding. So this Notepad++, and here I'm just going to start the basic coding or basic structure of HTML. Doc type HTML, and you can just use the shortcut to save this file, Ctrl+S or Command+S if you are using Mac, or you can just click here to save or go to file menu and click on the save. So we have different ways for saving the file. On the desktop we are going to create a new folder, for example HTML and CSS. So here you need to just give a name for your file, for example web page.html. so web page is a name, .html is extension. For example, I have just written hi, I am Abdul Wahid inside Notepad. If I want to just save this, so here you can see .txt is the format of this Notepad++ file. It means The extension for this notepad is .txt. It is a txt file. So if you are saving an HTML file, so the extension is .html. So one more thing I'm just going to clear for you. If you are using two words of name, for example, you are saying simple web page and web page. So you cannot use space between two words. Instead of using space, you can just use a hyphen or underscore, something like this, but you cannot use space. This is not the rule in HTML. So simple webpage.html is the name, and click save. After that, you have HTML starting tag and closing tag. So inside HTML, we have head tag, start and close. Then title tag, we have inside head tag. Simple web page is the title. After that, you can just open body tag, start and close, and you can just use the shortcut Ctrl S to save. Now go to run menu to launch this file in Chrome or Internet Explorer or Firefox, any browser you are using. Or simply you can just go to your folder and double click on the file to open in the browser. So you can see here is written simple web page that we have written inside title. If you want to just display anything here in the body of the browser, you can just write here inside the body tag, for example, hi everyone and welcome to this course. I hope you like this course. Yes, this is a simple message, and we can just use again the shortcut Ctrl plus S or Command plus S to save. Go to run menu, and this is the second way, launch in Chrome. Now you can see we have a message here, hi everyone and welcome to this course. I hope you like this course. So you can see this very simple. Now let's come back here. Doc type HTML, we have on the first number of coding here on the number 1. You can see doc type HTML is a new tag inside HTML5. It means it is newly introduced inside HTML5, and it was not inside the previous version of HTML5. And if we are using just here doc type HTML, it means you are working on the HTML5 document. After that, we have HTML tag starting tag and closing tag. This is called a double tag, and this is a single tag. So we have two kind of tag inside HTML. We have two kind of tag inside HTML. Number 1 is single tag, and number 2 is double tag. So what is the single tag? If we just take the example, doc type HTML is the single tag. So double tag is HTML head tag. You can see starting tag, closing tag, title is double tag, and body is a double tag. We have two kind of tag, single tag, double tag. This one is single, and this all of them is just double tag, like HTML head, title, body. So I have just used here one tag space here and two tag space here. So this just for looking good, for just better styling. If you want, so you can just use space like this. If you don't want, so you cannot use space. This does not make any changes. So we are just using Notepad++ inside this course. So if you like any other code editor, so like Dreamweaver or Breakit code editor, any code editor, no matter, you can just use your own code editor, but you must write the same code that we are writing inside this. Inside this class, we are going to discuss about paragraph and heading tag. So this Notepad++, go to file menu and save as this file inside the same folder by giving the name paragraph dash heading .html is the extension, and save the file. So change the title paragraph and heading tag. Very simple. And remove this from the body tag. Control S to save, or Command S to save. Launch in Chrome your file. You can see the title is here. And we have just a p tag for the paragraph. Very simple. And we have just heading tag like heading 1, page 1 till heading 6. I'm just going to insert here number 2, heading 2, and heading 3, heading 4, then we have heading 5, then we have heading number 6. Very simple. So I can just write the same thing inside this one. For example, website, or you can just say Wahid Academy, just a text we want. Control C to copy. So paste here inside heading 3, inside heading 4, heading 5, and heading 6. Now you can save. Go to your browser and see the preview. Heading 1 is the biggest one and heading 6 is the smallest one. So we can just use heading for different purpose in different places for different purpose. So inside this lecture, now we have just discussed about paragraph. This is the paragraph and this is the heading that is used here. So we are going to create the same like this. We are going to use for example, here we have the first heading and here we have the second heading, and we have 2 paragraphs. So we are going to just create the same way. So we have heading 1 for the first one. So this is the first section, and this is just the heading. Control S and refresh. So you can see here is written this is the first section and the text is underlined. So for just doing underline, we can just use U tag start and U tag close. Inside U tag you can just underline the text. Refresh. Now this text is in center, so we can just take this in center just by using the align attribute to take in center. Control S and refresh. You can just use align attribute to take the text center, to the right, to the left. Save and refresh. So if you want just to put this on the right, on the left, on the center, you can just write simply here right, left, or center. Save and refresh. So the text color is blue. We are going to just change the font color. Font attribute or font tag we are going to use here. Control X and here font tag close. So here you can just say color is equal to simply blue. Control S, refresh. Now after the heading 1 we are going to insert a p tag, and simply from MS Word we are going to copy some text. Blank document, and here you can just write equal sign, this is rain formula, and Control A, Control C to copy, then Control V to paste and save. Now go to your browser and refresh. So here in the picture you can see the text are totally justified from the left and from the right, but here we have just the text justify from the left but not from the right. Go to inside your p tag and use the align attribute is equal to, you can say justify. Save this and refresh. So this is the first paragraph. Now what we can do, you can just copy this p tag till heading 1. Control C and you can just paste one more time here. This time this is not heading 1, this can be heading 2, and this is also heading 2. This is the second section, and Control S. Now come here and refresh. So let's zoom. This is the first heading, this is the second heading, this is the first paragraph, this is the second paragraph. So like this you can just use heading and paragraph tag, and inside this we have just align attribute that you can just give the value center, left, right, and for the p tag you can just give justify. One more thing inside this font, so you can just give color like blue or any other color, and you can just use size if you want to just decrease or increase the size. For example, I want to just give a size for this something like 5. Control S for the second heading, refresh, so no changes. Let's put this on 7 and refresh. Now you can see 7 is a big size, so you can just use something like this. I'm not going to give any size, and refresh. So if you want to just change the font family, simply you can just write here face and any font family which you can find from Notepad. Go to format and font, and from here you can just select any font. For example, Courier. I'm just going to copy this and simply paste inside this face for the second heading. Save this and once again refresh and focus on this heading. Now you can see this is just a different font style or font. We're going to discuss about links, and we have three kinds of link. We have three kinds of link in HTML. Number first is external link, number second is internal, and number third is link within the same page. We are going to just discuss about these three types of link, and I have saved this page by giving the name links.html. So we are going to start discussing on link. We can just create a link by inserting anchor tag or a tag, you can say. Very simple. For example, we are just going to insert or create an external link. So external link is called a link which will come from outside. We can just create a link for Google, we can create a link for Facebook, we can create a link for Twitter. So this kind of link is called external link. For example, you can just give here Google. So here inside the anchor tag you can just write href. This is called href or hypertext reference is the full form. http://www.google.com. So if we just go to browser and simply we are just going to write google.com, so you can see we have just the same address here, https://www.google.com, and we have just the same address here. So you can just save this and open your page in the browser. I'm just going to zoom this, and we have google.com here. By clicking on this link we will be redirected to the google.com website, you can see. And so we have some attribute inside this link. This is called target. The first one is called target. The value you can just insert is blank. So now you can just refresh and click on the link. You can see we have google.com on the new tab, and here this is the usage of target attribute. And you can just use here title. Title is equal to, you can say, visit Google, GOOGLE. You can save this and refresh. Not this one, this one. Now you can see the title is appeared here, visit Google. So this is just the usage of title. One more tag we can just use here, this is called ALT. So ALT is just for search engine purpose. You can just provide some information about your link, or you can just use this on the image also. You're not going to use this here. Control S. Now you can just use or duplicate this, or you can just create another anchor tag. For example, anchor tag is start and close. This time we are going to just create for Facebook, FACEBOOK. Hypertext reference, http://www.facebook.com, and the same thing you can just use here. Target is equal to blank, and you can just use title for this. For example, simply Facebook. Control S. Now go to your browser and refresh. So you can see we have visit Google and we have Facebook. Click on the Facebook. So we have facebook.com. In the new tab you can see this is the URL of Facebook, and here. So you can just break the line by using a BR here, BR start, and you can just use another BR here. BR is a single tag that we have discussed inside the third lecture about single tag. Now we have just used a line break here. So we have just created two external link here, link for Google, link for Facebook. So this called external link, a link which come from outside, like Facebook, Google, it can be any website. So this called external link. Now we are going to just create internal link. So for example, the way of creating link is the same, there is no different, but the usage is some different. Hypertext reference. So we can just open the folder that we have created inside the desktop. So we have just a page, this is called paragraph-sharing.html. so you can just copy the name, Control C, and you can just paste this inside this quotation. .html is the extension, and you can just use target attribute, for example blank, and same thing title, heading, you can say heading and paragraph, and here you can just give title, paragraph, and heading. You can just save this and simply come here and refresh. Click on this. So the paragraph and heading tag that we have created in our last class, this will be open inside a new tab. So this called internal link. Internal link is called that you are going to link a page from your computer or from the same folder that you have saved your all file here. So this is just the example of paragraph-heading.html that we have linked from our folder here, and we have used here target and title attribute. So the third number is link within same page. You can just use a BR like always for like break, and link within same page. I'm just giving the title about me. So hypertext reference, and for right now we are just inserting a hash sign. Hash sign can just make your link demi link. You can say this a demi link. There is no action on this link, so this is called demi link. So here we are using a lot of BR, so you know we can just use BR for line break, and I'm just going to use a lot of BR to create just space here. So copy this, Control C, and you can just paste too many times, just this much. Control S. Now come here and refresh. Now you can see we have a scroll bar here. We can just scroll this down. I want to just write some text here after this BR inside the B tag. I'm just writing here about me. So after that you can just write here something like, hi, my name is Abdul Wahid, and simply copy this, Control C, and you can just paste again and again, just this much. Control S. Now come here and refresh. So we have just this much text here. So what I'm just going to do, I want to just click on the about me. It should take me directly down on this text. So very simple, after the B tag or before the B tag, we are going to just use anchor name. This is called anchor name. You can just give a name. I'm just giving Wahid 123. You can just copy this and paste here after the hash sign. You want to just click on this about me link, and you want to just come down here on this text. Control S and refresh. Now go to top, click on the about me. Now you can see it's just taking us down and it's working perfectly. Now I want to just create another link from here. For example, go to top. After this text, I can just insert a br. Inside br you can just insert a backslash, or you can insert a backslash. It is just working in both way. So another anchor tag, for example, go to top, and here hypertext reference. So we are just giving the same name that we have given for this page, links.html. so links.html is the name of this page. Save this and refresh. Now just zoom this, go to top and come down, go to top, come down. Just this tooling is just working perfectly. So I've just given links.html here because every web page that you are going to refresh, so by clicking on this, the page will be refreshed. So it will just come from the starting of this web page. So go to down and go to top. So we have just discussed about these three kind of link: external, internal, link within same page. Inside this lecture, we are going to learn how we can insert images inside our web page. So this is the last class coding, links.html. so we need to just save as this file inside the same folder by giving the name images.html, and simply just you can remove this coding from here, select and remove this images, or you can say inserting images in HTML. Very simple. So as I told, we have two kind of tag, one single tag, one double tag. So image is single tag, img, and inside this we have source tag equal sign. You can just use single quotation or double quotation like this, and you can just use backslash here, or if you don't want, so you can just remove this. So this does not make any difference. So I'm just going to show you the folder. We have two images on the desktop. The name is 3 and 4, type is jpg, and two images we have inside the folder. So you can see 1 and 2. First we are going to insert these two images from the folder, then we are going to insert these two images from the desktop and here. So we have just images inside the same folder. The name is 1, type is .jpg. Control S and run your file inside the web page. So this is the default width and height for this image. So you can just change the size or width and height. You can use width attribute, for example 500, and height you can just say any height like 300. For example, I'm just giving 300 height. So like this you can just change the width and height. For example 350 pixel, I'm just giving the height for this. Save this. Now we can just use alt tag here, alt tag that I have just discussed about this inside the link class, I think. So we'll just discuss about this here in details. So alt, you can add more information about the images inside alt tag. For example, I'm just saying this image is belong to for example student images that I have just taken from Google. Control S, go to just google.com. For example, if you are searching for student images, so you can just click on the images and you can find thousands of images for students. So these images are just from where these images are just coming, who are uploading these images. So whenever you are adding alt tag, you are just providing some information on your image. So Google will save your image on the category. So from here, so Google just can save this image inside the student images. So one more example, if we just we are writing here, for example, Cristiano Ronaldo, so we can just find the all images of Cristiano Ronaldo. So they are just, these images are coming from any website that the website's owner have added just information about the Cristiano Ronaldo inside the alt tag. I hope you are understand about what's the alt tag. So this is just the way of inserting images from the same folder. So we are just going to insert another image also, img. So source, you can just insert to.jpg and define the width and height. I'm just giving the same 500 and height something like 350 px, and you can just say lt tag. For example, second image you can say, or you can just write here Cristiano Ronaldo, whatever you want you can just write. If it is a Cristiano Ronaldo image, so you can just write this, Control C to copy, and you can just paste this here. For example, this image is for Cristiano Ronaldo, but this is not Cristiano Ronaldo, he is not Cristiano Ronaldo, he is someone else. We are just working as an example. So this is the way of inserting images from the same folder. So you can see I've just used here a backslash and there is no backslash, so this does not make any difference. Now we are going to add one more image from the folder, not folder, from the desktop. So go to your desktop, click on the image which you want to insert, right click, properties, and copy the location address of that image. Copy, and the name of image is 3 and the type is jpg. So you can just paste the location address here, backslash, the name of image 3.jpg, the type of image, Control S. Now come here and refresh. So we have another image here. You can just apply this width and height attribute here, Control C, and you can just paste here also. Save and refresh. Now you can see we have just the same width and the same height for these images. So you can just duplicate this. We have the location address here. Simply we are just going to change the name of image 4.jpg. So change 4.jpg, Control S, and refresh. And you can just use a center tag here, HTML center tag, to bring these all images in center. Control S and save, refresh. Now these images are in center, and you can just give a border for these images. For example, for the first one, I'm just going to use here a border is equal to 1 or 2. You can just give a border. Now you can see, so you can just give 2 instead of 1 and copy this. Control C, paste inside the second image, inside the third, and inside the fourth. Control S and refresh. Now we have all the images with the border. So this is just the way of inserting images inside your web page just by using HTML. This is just the second way that you have inserted 2 images from the desktop, or you can insert from any other folder from your computer. Just copy the location address and the name of image with the type of image, and this is the first way that we have inserted images from the same folder. Lecture, we are going to learn how we can insert video and music inside our web page. So just go to Notepad++, and I have just already saved this page by giving the name video-music.html, and I'm just going to remove this. Inserting video and music in HTML is the title. For inserting video, you need to just insert video tag, and video is a double tag, not a single tag. So video, inside video we have source tag, source src $, close. The same way here you are just going to give the name of video, and the type of video is mp4, mkv, any type, so you must give. So the same way that we have just inserted images, if it is in the same folder, so we are just giving the name of video. So this just the name of this video is football, and just see the type is the type is mp4. So just paste the name of video football.mp4. Control S to save and launch in Chrome. Now you can see that we have a video here, but this is not playable. So you need to just use an attribute here, this called controls, and save this, refresh. Now if you just zoom out, and you can see we can play this video from here. You can increase or decrease the sound, you can just go forward, you can just come back, you can just click for full screen, you can just like this. So I'm just going to decrease the sound from here, and this the default size for this video. You can just define a new width and height for this video from here. Width is equal to, you can say, just 500, and height is the same, height is equal to 500. You can just save this and press F5 to refresh. Now you can see we have a new width and new height. You can see. Yes friends, inside this we can just use control attribute to just make available these options. When you are using just controls of attribute, so this option will appear here, or this option will be visible. You can just use width and height, and you can just use here autoplay. If you want to just put this video on autoplay, after refreshing, this video will be autoplay. You can see I'm just going to refresh this web page, so this video will be autoplay. And whenever you are using autoplay, you can just put your video on autoplay. So one more attribute we can just use here, this called title. You can just say first video, you can just give any title and save, refresh. So you can just see, move your mouse cursor here, first video, you can see it is appeared here, this called title. So this is just a way of inserting video from the same folder if your video is inside the same folder. But if your video is not in the same folder, so we are going to just learn video, then source tag, source, then src, $, double quotation, close. So for example, we have a video on the desktop. Go to just right click on the video, properties, and the same way copy the location address that we have done this way for image also. Control C and paste here, Control V. You can just copy the name, and the type is MP4. You can see Control C to copy the name, and here a backslash video name dot MP4. So here you can just define the width and height. You can just use all the attributes that you can use for video. For example, this can be 800, height can be something like 600, and you can just use controls attribute, autoplay, title, title, title. You can say second video, and once again save, refresh. This one is autoplay, and this one is not autoplay. You can just play this video, and you can just full screen. You can stop this video, and you can see the title second video. So this is just the way of inserting video from the same folder and from anywhere else, like from your desktop or any other folder. You can just copy the location address and paste, and a backslash, then the name of video with the type of video. Now we are going to just insert an audio here, and the type of that is MP3. For audio, we have audio tag, and we have a source tag, src, and close. source, source. Now check the folder. We have just an audio, this is called audio. The name of this is audio, and the type is MP3. So audio dot MP3. And you cannot just use the width and height attribute, but you can use controls autoplay, controls autoplay. If you want, you can just use autoplay. I'm not going to use. You can just use title here, for example, audio, audio. You can say song. Control S. Now come here and refresh. So you can see on the right corner we have just an audio. You can just stop, you can increase or decrease the volume, you can just go forward and come back. Anything you want you can just do. Yes friend, this is the way of inserting video and music inside your web page. And like always, I hope you're going to learn how we can create a table just by using HTML. Open your code editor and save as this file, and just giving a table.html, and I'll send just all this code for you. Just you can download from the resources section. So just empty body area and the title, creating table in HTML. Very simple. Control S, and here for creating table you need to insert table tag. Table is a double tag, and inside table we have tr is called table row, and for the first one you need to insert th is called table heading. So for example, I'm just giving here name. Inside table you can just save record always. You can say father name, you can say class, you can say for example timing, and you can say errors, or not errors. You can say for example after class you can ask you can just ask h. So you can just save this, go to run menu and launch in Chrome your file. So name, father name, class, timing, whatever. So inside table you can just define a width for your table. Width is equal to, I'm just giving 700 pixel. You can just save this and refresh this 700 pixel. You can just give alignment. Align is equal to center, because we want this table to be in center of the browser. So you can see this in center. You can just use border for this table. Border not plus equal sign, for example 2 pixel of border. Refresh, and background color, which we can use a bg color for that, is equal to, you can say orange or any other color like pink. Let's save this and refresh. Now inside this table tag you can insert multiple tr, and inside tr after the heading tag you can just insert td. td is called table data, tr is called table row, th is called table heading, and td is called table data. You can just duplicate this. For example, the name is John, and just as example the father name is Michael, and the class is, you can say class 10th. The timing is morning time, and the age is simply 16. Control S. Now come here and refresh. You can see we have the first record, this for John, and the text align is not center. You need to just come inside tr and put the alignment to center. Control S, table row must be center. Now just for saving the time we are just going to copy this tr, but you can just update the records by your own self. Paste one time, you can just paste 2 times, 3, just like this, 4, 5, 6. Control S and refresh. So this is the table that we have created. Inside this table you can insert link, or you can just insert images. First we are going to insert image. After the last tr you can just create another tr, and inside tr you can just insert table data, then image source equal sign double quotation close. We have image by name of 1.jpg. You can just define the width of image from here, for example 100 pixel, and height something you can just put auto or 100 pixel. Now you can just come here and refresh. You have an image, but you can put the alignment in center. Inside tr, align is equal to center. Save by using Control S or Command S for saving, and the alignment is center. Now you can just duplicate this and Control S, refresh. Now you can see you have 5 images here, so you can just change the name of images. For example, this image number 2.jpg, this number 3, and this number 4. Control S, refresh. Now you can see we have just changed the images and it's totally aligned in center. And you can insert link in same way. After the last tr, one more time you need to insert another tr, table row, then table data, then anchor tag, Google, your link title, then hypertext reference equal sign double quotation http colon double backslash www.google.com. You can just use the target attribute, or you can just use title, whatever you want you can use. You can just duplicate this and save. Before saving, you can just put the alignment of this in center. You can just save this and refresh. Now you can see we have link. You can insert Facebook, Google, Twitter, any external link you want, you can just use this. So you can just increase or decrease the size of this table. You can just give 1 pixel border, 2 pixel, and you can just use images like this. You can insert link, you can insert record like this. And the first one is table heading, that's why it is just looking like a heading. You can see the text is bold. Yes friends, it's about creating table inside HTML. We're going to learn how we can create a form inside HTML. So just open Notepad++. I have just saved this page by giving the name form.html. Creating form in HTML is the title. So in our last class we have discussed and learned how we can create table, but inside this lecture, the same way that we have create table, we are just going to create a form. Form is also a double tag. You need to just open form and close, just like this. So I'm just one more thing that I'm just going to, for example, this the starting tag of form. Whenever I'm just going to close this, so automatically this one will appear. So the closing tag will come automatically. So you can just put this or set this, go to setting, go to preference and auto completion, and check this one, XML, HTML XML close tag. You need to just check this and close. So form is a double tag. You can just inside form, you can just use input tag. Type for the first one, I'm just going to insert text and simply close. I'm just writing here first name. So anyone can write the first name here inside this. That is why I have just for name, we need to just take the type text, launch in Chrome, and you can see that we have a text field here, but you can use a placeholder here inside this. Placeholder is equal to, you can say first name. Save this and refresh. So this is called placeholder, and you remember BR for line break. Control D for making this duplicate. This one can be last name and the type can be text, and this one is also last name. Save, refresh. Now we have a field for first name and last name. We need for email. Control D to duplicate. You can say your email, and here the type can be email, and you can say email here inside the placeholder. Save and refresh. This is just for email. One more unit for password. Control D, and you can say the password. The type can be password. It will be just hidden, and you can say the password. Simply save and refresh once again. Name, first name, last name, email, and password. After this, you need to just make something like select the gender. So here after the BR, I'm just going to use you can say inside, I'm just using label. Inside label, I'm just saying gender and a column. After that, you are going to use input tag. The type of this can be, you can say radio, 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 and you can just close. You can just write here male and duplicate this. This one is for female, and one more unit, control D. This one is for other, control S, refresh. Your gender, male, female, other, but you need to just select one of these. For that, you need to just use here name attribute. Name is equal to the same value, radio, and you can copy this, control C, and you can paste here and here. Now you can just focus here that I want to just select male, so this one is also selected, this one is also, but I want just to make one of these should be visible. If I'm just clicking on the male, so just male should be select. If I'm clicking on the female, so the check from the radio button from the male should be out. So you can just use this name radio button, the same name for all of this, control S and refresh. Now we can select male, female. Now we can see this one is check out or unchecked, you can say. And after this, you can just create something to select their country. After the last one, I am going to use a BR here, and we are going to use select tag. Inside select tag, we have option tag, and inside the first one, I'm just saying select a country, and here we need to just create more option tag. Start, close. You need to just duplicate this, insert some country's name. For example, you can say USA, and here UAE, United Arab Emirates. You can say UK, you can say just Japan, and you can say Pakistan. And now we can save this, come here and refresh, select a country, UAE, like this. But before this, I want to just use a label before this select. For example, label is start and close. I'm just writing here, please select a country, and a BR after the label. Don't forget to use a BR here for line break, and refresh. Please select a country. From here you can just add more countries, but for right now we have just 5 countries. You can select any of these, USA, like this. After this, you can add just a message area here, or just terms and condition. After the select tag, I'm just going to use a BR here. Inside the label L L-A-B-E-L. So you can say terms and conditions, something like this. You can just create, you can just use input tag here for this, and the type for this can be checkbox, and here you can close, you can say yes, and duplicate, you can say no. You are agree or you are not disagree, you can just create like this, and a semicolon or a colon here, control S, refresh. So this just for term and condition. We have just used a checkbox here, so this one is different for this, and this is radio button, this is just checkbox. After this, you can just use a BR one more like break, and text area. Inside these you can just define the columns. For example, I want 40 columns here, and the rows I want just 12 rows. And the placeholder for this I can just use here is just please write your message here in case if you have question, suggestion, or donation. Control S. Now come here and refresh. So you can see we have just used 40 columns and 10 rows, and this is the placeholder. You can just increase or decrease. For example, I want just here 50 columns. Control S and refresh. So you can see, and you can just, it is resizable from here. You can just write your message here. Hi, nice tutorial, just something like this. And in last we need to insert or create a button. After this text area, I'm just going to insert another BR and one more input tag. You can just set the type is equal to button or submit. It is better to use submit, and the value submit now. The value, the text which will be written on the button, submit now, and close. Control S. Now come here and refresh. You can see here is a button, and here is written submit now. You need to just give a heading for your for this form. For example, inside the form tag or before the form tag, you can just use heading 3 I'm using, and just contact form is the heading for this one. You can see here is written contact form. Now insert your first name Abdul, last name Wahid, your email Wahid@gmail. See, if we are not inserting at the rate, so it will just take error. Please include an @ in the email address @gmail.com. so your password 12345. so you can see it's hidden. You can select male or female or any, your country, term and condition, your message. Thanks for sharing the tutorial, just something like this, and submit. And the last, this button will submit your message and your just details. So we can just create a form inside HTML just by using this coding. You can see I'll send this all coding for you if you need just to for better practice. Yes, so we have just created a form, and this is the design. If you want to just put this in center, simply use a center tag and put all the coding inside center. We are going to discuss about order and unordered list in HTML. So I have just saved this page by giving the name order-unordered.html. So for creating ordered list, we can use OL, but before this I'm just going to use a heading 2 and creating order list is just a heading. After that, for order list we can use OL, and inside order list we have list item. So I'm just saying hello world. So you can just copy hello world, or you can just duplicate this again and again. Save this, go to run menu and launch in Chrome. So you can see we have a heading creating order list hello world. So order list providing us number, and unordered list providing us blurs. So we are going to just create unordered list also. Copy the heading, Control C, and I'm going to paste this after the order list, and this one can be unordered list. So for unordered list we can use ul start, ul close, then same thing li is called list item. So I'm just going to copy the text, Control C and Control V to paste. You can just duplicate this one also and save. You can refresh. So you can see, as I told, order list providing us number and unordered list providing us blades. So you can just change this number to ABCD if you want. So very simple, go to inside style tag, CSS tag, open curly braces and list dash style dash type. You can say upper alpha. For order list dash style dash type should be upper alpha, and you can just save this, refresh. Now you can see you have the capital ABCD because we have selected upper alpha. For a small ABCD you can just write here lower alpha. Save this and refresh, and you can see this is the result. Lower Roman, we have Roman, ROMAN. Save this. Now you can see it is lower Roman, and we have upper Roman also, UPPER, and save this, refresh. This upper Roman. One more attribute we can just use here, this called decimal dash leading dash 0. Save and refresh. So 01, 02, 03 till 05, it will provide us number till 09. After 9 we have 10, 11, but there is no 0. So one more thing you can just use inside this OL, this called start. Start from which number it should be start. For example 5. So you can see 05, 06, 07, 08, 09, and this 10. And the second attribute is reversed. Reversed is equal to, you can say, reversed. Save this and refresh. So you can see it is started from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So if we just remove these ones, Control X and save this, a refresh, but again it is started from 6, 6, 1. So it's just reversing the number. So let's just discuss about UL. For just UL, you need to just insert UL, then curly braces, then list dash style dash type. You can just insert this one, and you can say circle and save this. You can change these blades and refresh. Now you can see this in circle mode. You can say square, save and refresh. This is square, and we have one more, this called disk. Control S and refresh. So this called disk. You can use just images, small images like icons you can use instead of these blades. So for that you can just remove this. After style, put just a colon, then URL, then this round bracket, then the name of icon and the type .gif, that I have this inside the folder here on the desktop. So you can see this one is the icon, the name is icon, the type is GIF. I'm just going to use this one, icon.gif. Save this file and refresh. Now you can see we have just this instead of icons. So we can just use order unordered list for creating menus. It can be a simple menu or drop down menu, but inside this course we will use this order unordered list to create a drop down menu. So just inside coming classes we can use this order unordered list. Yes friends, it was about creating order unordered list. So we have discussed what is the difference between order and unordered list. We're going to discuss about commands, how we can write commands inside HTML. So this is not the command that you are using inside Facebook, or for example you are writing commands on someone's article or on someone's post, or on you are just giving commands on someone's photos. So commands inside HTML, we can use this for different purpose. Comment is just communication between developers. You can just explain your code inside HTML or any other programming languages. So it is different with the Facebook comments. One thing, so just save as this file inside the same folder, comments .html, and save this empty body area. Very simple. And remove this from here. I'm just saying HTML comments. So for writing comments, you need to just open a bracket, then exclamation mark and double hyphen, then start your comment, just like this. Then again this double, you can say hyphen and close, or you can say minus. So this is just the rule of writing comments inside HTML. You can just open a bracket and then exclamation mark, double hyphen, your comment text, then double hyphen, then comment close. This is very simple. There is nothing else about comments. So as I told, you can just use comments for better explanation of your code, or it is just a communication between developers. So if we just search on Google about comments, HTML comments, so you can see an HTML comments begin with bracket, then exclamation mark, then double hyphen, and the comment close with double hyphen and this bracket. HTML comments are visible to anyone that views the page source code, but are not rendered when the HTML document is rendered by a browser. So it means this is just a web page. If we run this on the browser, so it will not give any display on the browser, but anyone can just see these comments by go to inspect element, and inside the body we have just a comment. You can see start comment, or you can just write anything here. For example, comment text here, just something like this. We can just write here. Now come here and refresh. So again you can just see comment text here. So there is nothing else about comments. That's why we are not going to discuss about comments. But once again, I'm going to tell, comments will not give any display on the browser. So comment is used to just explain your code in better way, or you can see comment is a communication between developers. We are going to discuss about the new text which we have inside HTML5. So what's the new text inside HTML5? So new text inside HTML5 or in HTML5 is a header, which we can use for just header of our website, nav for navigation or menu, a site for sidebar, section for main content, or you can say article tag. You can use just to write your article inside this, or your paragraph. Details tag we have mark tag to highlight the text. We have summary to write the summary of article inside the summary tag, and footer tag we have for just the footer section. And we have already discussed about the video and audio tag. Now we are just going to use this alt text like header till footer to create a basic website layout inside just HTML. So you can just first we have header tag, header start, header close, then we have nav tag, then we have a side tag for sidebar, we have section tag for just main content, then we have article tag for writing article. Inside article tag you can just use details tag, and after that we have summary tag, or you can say mark tag. We have here mark and mark, then we have summary tag. After the section tag we have footer tag. You can just save this. So go to run menu and launch this in Chrome. So there is no display, just we have a details button because we have details tag here. So the first thing, you can just copy this body text, Control C or Command C, and you can paste this inside the CSS style tag and open these curly braces and define the width of your layout. For example, 1100 pixel, and the height can be auto, and the margin should be 0 auto. This attribute can bring your element in center with 0 auto of margin. Padding 0 auto, and you can just use a border 1 pixel temporary border. Type should be solid and red border, red. Save this, go to your browser and refresh. Now you can see that we have 1100 pixel of width and it is totally in center because we have used margin 0 auto and padding 0 auto. And then you have just header. We are going to use CSS inline here, style tag, double quotation. So the width of your layout is 1100 pixel. You can say 1100 pixel, or you can say 100%, which is equal to 1100 pixel, and the height should be something like 75 px, and the background color, any color, you can say brown color, and save this and refresh. So now with height 75 px, not just x, Control S and refresh. Then you have just nav section. You can just use CSS inline. The width of your website, you can say 100% or 1100 pixel, and the height for this should be something like 45 pixel for navigation, and the background color should be blue color. Save and refresh. After that, we have a site tag. You can use CSS inline here also. The width for the sidebar can be 200 pixel or 20%, you can see, and the height can be something like 600 pixel, and the background color for this should be green, and the float attribute you can use, and the value can be left because we want a left sidebar. Save and refresh. So we have section, again style tag equal sign double quotation. So the width for this should be 900 pixel because the total width is 1100 pixel, and we have used 200 pixel for just sidebar, and 200 pixel minus of 1100, it is just remained 900 pixel, and the height should be 600 pixel. The background color should be something like pink for right now, and the float for this can be right. Save and refresh. Now you can see the last section is called footer. Style equal sign double quotation. So the width can be just 1100 pixel or 100%. The height I'm just assigning 75 pixel, and the background color you can say orange, and you can just use clear both attribute for this one and save. So you can see we have just an orange footer section, but if you are not using clear both attribute, so it will not appear. Refresh, you can see. So after using this, it will solve the problem between the course. Refresh. So this is the very basic layout that we have created inside HTML. So this is the header of website, this is the navigation, this is the sidebar of website, this is the main content, as this the orange color is the footer of this website. And we have some more text inside this, like article details. So I'm just going to copy some text from Microsoft Word and paste the text inside article text. Now I'm just going to cut the article starting tag, Control X, and put this here, Control V, and save. Now come here and refresh. So you can see by clicking on this details button, you can see the remaining text that we have hidden inside this details button. and we have just mark tag. I'm just going to cut this, Control X, and paste this here. Paste here and cut the closing tag, and you can just paste this here. Save this, go to your browser and refresh. Now you can see this much text is highlighted. From reading is easier till another device. You can see reading is easier till another device because we have stored, or we have just put this inside the mark tag. And we have summary tag here. You can just write the summary of your article. Suppose that this article is about HTML5, and you can just write the summary about HTML5. For example, this short information about HTML5. Save this. So this is the summary. You can see this is the short information about HTML5. So inside summary tag, you can just write the summary of your article. So your article, I have just told you, suppose that this article is about HTML5, so we have just written the summary of HTML5 here. So this is the very basic layout inside HTML. So don't worry about this. Inside our coming classes, you have many projects inside this course. So this is the last video inside the first section, so we are going to end this video here. From the next video we are going to start the second section of this course, which is a CSS. So we are going to start discussing about CSS. So I hope you are going to like this video.